Okay, welcome everybody to episode 4 of Dead Flesh Retro Plays Fish by Magnetic Scrolls. Let's just wait until we get past the opening image and theme music, just so that sound bed is out of the way and doesn't interfere with our audio, with our voices. But let's start the game. Okay, I'm just sorting my phone out just to make sure that the screen doesn't switch off, so I can see the chat. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, is everybody here? Why don't you all introduce yourselves? Again, just do it as a lottery. I won't name you, but just wave at each other and say hello, so we know who's here, and give your name as well.
Hello, I'm Lee.
Hello, I'm Svandis.
Hello, I'm Rosie.
Hi, I'm Woody.
And hi, I'm Mike.
Okay, is that everybody? Luca's not here yet? They
I
normally
am
are.
here. Did I not push to talk?
No.
Held space, but I think I was tabbed out.
Okay.
I'm here.
Hey, don't be tabbed out. Okay, at the beginning of this episode, I think I have something to show you all. So I think I'm gonna show you what I discovered, and I also discovered a few things about the forest area that we've just been to, and then after that, I think one of us should kind of do a little recap of where we are, like the area that we're in and what we're currently doing, and then I think we should have a conversation about what we think we should do next, in that order, if that's all right with everybody. The first thing I'm going to do though is I'm gonna get the game up. I'm not going to restore our game just yet because I want you all to see this. Okay, now this is something that I kind of knew about, but I'd completely forgotten. And when I rediscovered it, I was just like face palmed. This is also not going to work very well for any podcast listeners because it's visual. But I want your reactions when I do this. Okay, are you ready for this? Right, if I go to the top of the screen here and right click and drag down.
Oh,
What?
What?
so there's actually graphics in the game.
Yeah.
I did wonder because other Magnetic Scrolls games that I've played have had graphics,
Yeah.
but let's assume this one was just text.
Yeah, of course it has graphics. I mean, we're playing it. The 16-bit versions have graphics. Don't think the 8-bit versions do, or maybe the C64 version does. But there's been like loads of disk access. I've been thinking, gosh, that's a lot of disk access.
Right.
And what's it loading? It must be loading a whole load of areas that we're about to discover, and then like the locations are kind of there's not that many of them, but of course it's loading in graphics and displaying them in the background in this draggable panel.
Yeah.
So we have a bunch of graphics. Not every location has an image, and I think we're going to have to describe the images so that our podcast listeners know what's going on. But the first image that we get is a view from inside the goldfish bowl of the room that we're in, and it is of course upside down. So if we flip over, if we say turn over in the game, the image disappears and then reappears, and we're now looking at the castle in the goldfish bowl the right way up.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So I don't think the images make a big difference. I don't think they provide information that isn't already provided in the text descriptions, but they might be worth looking at. They might be worth giving us hints about things. I was also aware that I said, I think in the last episode, that I didn't really understand how the ruined archway what kind of was, what it looked like. I don't know if that image has, if that location has an image, but maybe some of these images will give us a little bit more context. But what I would like to do is show you a couple of other things. So if we enter the castle and we get all of this, and then swim, smooth warp. So we go to the clearing with the stump, but there's no new image. We don't get an image the first time that we go to the forest. But if we go straight to the smithy, so immediately from landing we go southeast. As soon as we go into wet forest, the image is replaced. There it is. It's just replaced with a view inside a forest with tree trunks and a forest floor. And we go southeast again to outside Smithy. If we go east into the Smithy immediately, two things happen. First of all, the image is replaced with the view inside the Smithy. So we can see the cupboard, and we can't see the cage, but we can see the fire burning in the forge, and we can see an anvil.
We can see the cage. Top left-hand corner of the image.
Oh
Silhouette.
yes, you're right. Yes, there is a cage. It looks like it's hanging there. Yep, just the sort of silhouette outline of the cage in the top left. And what might be the asbestos gloves on top of a barrel. But the other thing that happens, if I drag the image out of the way, when we enter the smithy, it says, you enter the smithy and stop dead in your tracks. One of the Finns looks round, startled by your arrival. He draws a forefinger across his throat, makes a gweek sort of noise, and before you can get to him, somersaults backwards into a wormhole which quickly closes. So we actually surprise one of the Finns if you go straight to the smithy at the beginning. And then the final thing that I'd like to show you is that we don't even need to get the cage at all, because we can just open the cage. The parrot squawks nervously as you open the cage. He stays firmly inside. And then if we go west back out of the smithy, it says, outside smithy, the parrot, clearly enjoying his newfound freedom, emerges from the smithy and heads skywards. It looks unsure where to go next. The parrot flies off over the trees. So you don't have to kind of take the cage and open it anywhere. You can literally just open it and leave, and then the parrot, as soon as you leave that location, the parrot will fly off. So there we go, eh?
That's brilliant. I'm enjoying this.
It's kind of nice, isn't it? Kind of like looking back on stuff that we already know, just getting a little bit of more information and little Easter eggs and things that we didn't discover first time. As far as I'm aware, those are the only images in the forest area. Just that generic picture of a forest, trunks and forest floor, and the view from inside the smithy. So, but I don't know about images in the Abbey area. So let's go there, and I'll bring the map up, and maybe someone can talk about where we've been. So I'll restore our game. I'm not entirely sure which file name it was, actually. Ah.
So
Yes.
I made a few notes just off of the top of my head. So they might be, well, they'll definitely be incomplete, but they hopefully they're not too wrong.
Okay.
But so we're in the Abbey, and then we've got the three main rooms, which are the room which the drunk hippies are sat around a fire. And then to the south, there's a broken pew, and to the north, there's the gargoyle on the arch.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we went down and underneath the sarcophagus lid, that's where the altar was with the 30-foot ceremonial cord and the square-foot hole in the wall with the custard stains.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what I could remember.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can see the map, but does that look like what's in your head?
Just with fewer custard stains.
Yeah, so the custard stains are here, aren't they?
I don't know if it's worth saying that we think we're part of a band. We woke up in like a transit van or something, didn't we? And we were either one of the band or one of the roadies or something.
Mm-hmm.
And our current thinking is that we think that we might need to put the gargoyle in the
Hole.
hole. Go, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it worth just quickly doing an inventory as well? Because in order to exit the van, we had to find a torch. So we've got a torch that we've turned on. We've got a blanket. We've got a poster.
We've got a rope.
We've got the rope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so our current location is the Abbey. Some hippies are sitting around the fire in squalor, twanging out some terrible guitar and drinking heavily. And we're carrying an old blanket, a torch, a poster, and a ceremonial cord. And we're wearing some jeans, some socks, and a t-shirt. So we have everything apart from the pew.
So we tried. Sorry, Mike. We tried dragging the pew, didn't we? But we had the torch on, and the hippies either saw us or heard us.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they heard us, turned round, and then saw us. So I before we started this new episode, I had to apologise to Svandis for basically saying that we should do this last week, and me completely ignoring her, and also saying that we should pull the cord straight away, and us not doing that either until later. Both of those things would have, I think, have been the correct thing to do. So I'm going to make a point of listening to Svandis from now on.
Captain.
Was that two different things that he? Two.
Yeah, two.
Two.
Well, so the cord, I think I said we can't pull it because it's just lying loose on the altar. But of course it doesn't matter because the game is wanting us to say pull cord, because then it plays that whole joke about the guard arriving as if we just pulled the emergency cord on a train, right? And then the turning the torch off, I said, well, we would already walked past them with a lit torch, but of course, yeah.
One other thing, Chris. So it hasn't given us a different image. Is it worth sort of going away and coming back to this location to see if it loads an image?
Yes.
Rather than
I think I can get it to load an image. Actually, Woody, just to say, don't use the chat in Zoom because it then appears. And you don't need to. You can talk to us, but maybe you need to wave to get a word in. I can't see you all. I can only see whoever's speaking. So you need to kind of make yourselves known to each other. I suspect if I say look, it will refresh the image for us. So, oh no, it doesn't. Okay. Maybe if I go west, just out of the Abbey. Oh, interesting. Something you are carrying seems to hold you back. Oh, I think we're still holding on to the cord that's tied to the pew. I think that's what's going on. So let's just go south and untie the cord. Okay.
Couldn't we take the pew before?
We could,
Yeah.
and we still can, but I don't think we're like carrying it. I think we're dragging it. So if we say take pew, I mean, I could now turn the torch off and try going north.
So Woody was saying try to put the pew on the blanket. I was also wondering whether you could put it on the sarcophagus lid just to kind of aid sliding it, but I don't know.
Well, we can't pick up the sarcophagus lid. We can only move it. And I tried putting the pew on the blanket last week and it didn't work. So I think we should just try turning the torch off and going north. And then if we die, we've learned something new.
Yeah.
Okay, switch off torch. With a sigh of relief, the torch batteries take a well-earned rest. And now let's try going north. Abbey, some hippies are sitting around the fire in squalor, twanging out some terrible guitar. If I do an inventory, we're carrying the broken pew. I'm going to go north again. Yeah, it just lets us do it. So now we have everything we need at the ruined transept.
So we overthought it. Can we stand on the pew now to get the gargoyle?
I mean, the fact that we can tie the cord to the pew, I think, is still important. But let's drop the pew. Let's climb, or let's try tying cords to pew. And now climb arch. All right, stand on pew. The pew's a bit wobbly, but you can reach a little higher now. Looks like you could climb the arch if you wanted to.
We do want to.
Yes, we do. Climb arch. Archway. You're about 30 feet above ground. It feels as if the world is swaying, which you put down to vertigo. Only when you realise that you don't suffer from vertigo do you realise that the world really is swaying. This place isn't safe. A gargoyle stares at you with sightless eyes, and it's loaded a new image.
Ooh.
So, yeah, we're really up high, 30 feet above the ground on the top of an arch with a very sad-looking gargoyle staring at us. So,
And the cord is 30 feet long as well.
that's right. That's a good point.
So do we tie the rope around the gargoyle and kind of lower it down?
Tie cord to gargoyle. Oh, you can't do that to the ceremonial cord at the moment.
Is that because it's tied to the pew?
Yeah, possibly. That pew tying might just be a complete red herring, eh? Let's try get gargoyle. Your gentle tug starts the whole archway swaying dangerously. You stop before the lock collapses under you. Okay, I think we need to... Okay. I think I know what I need to do, right? I need to go down.
Yeah.
I need to untie the pew. I need to get the cord. Okay. I need to stand on the pew. I need to climb the arch. And I need to tie the cord to the gargoyle. The ceremonial cord is now fixed to the gargoyle. Now I need to go down again. All right, there's a crumbling archway and a broken pew here. Do I now pull the cord?
Yeah.
Pull cord. The cord tightens and the gargoyle takes the strain. As you pull harder, it comes free. That was the good news. The bad news is that you've brought down the rest of the arch as well, making a tremendous din. Looking towards the fire, you see several heads looking in your direction. The gargoyle lies at your feet. Okay.
Oh, we haven't been lynched though.
No, we haven't. We still haven't turned the torch on.
No, so grab the gargoyle and run.
Yeah. Well, run down, yeah? Let's get gargoyle. You now have the gargoyle. And down. It's going to warn us that we've got no light. It's too dark to see. Turn on torch. Okay. So I wonder if we actually move downwards. Also, our score has gone up, Mike, if you're keeping track. I'm not sure at what point that happened, but we're on 140 now.
I'm already ahead of you. I missed the first one.
Okay.
So I think climbing the arch took us to 130 and getting the gargoyle took us to 140.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, or unless getting the pew past the hippies was also a score. Now, I'm not sure whether we actually went down or not. So we must have gone down. So I think if we go south now, we go into the catacombs. Yes, thank God. Okay. There's a sarcophagus lid here. We go down. A sudden vision flashes before your eyes. Chanting voices, ancient demons, flashing flames. Altar room. There is an ancient altar here.
Do we want to try to put the gargoyle into the hole?
Place gargoyle in hole. Oh, text. With the ceremonial cord tied to it, the gargoyle won't fit in the hole. A number of unpleasant-looking hippies emerge from who knows where, 7 of them to be precise. They are not happy. Truth to tell, they're extremely unhappy. A bottle of vodka sails through the air. It's not an offer of a drink, since it was aimed at your head. It connects. You disconnect from your host and spin through the dimensions towards your new host. Castle.
Oh, do you think we got everything right except for not untying the cord?
Yeah.
How annoying.
When do we have time to untie the cord if they're so quick behind us? But maybe we just need to do it immediately. Untie the cord. Get gargoyle and untie cord. Then down. Turn on the torch. South, down. Put the gargoyle in the hole. Okay.
Chris, if we use the blanket,
Nope.
would if we put that on the floor, would that dim some of the noise when it fell?
Possibly. There's a whole archway that's coming down, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a stretch, I know, but
We don't actually know if it was a time thing or simply us trying to do it.
A trigger. Yeah.
So
that's right.
Let's just try it without the cord attached, and this time maybe save.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can remember the sequence. Okay, I'm going to save here.
Oh, we can also watch the score.
Oh, true, yes. Oh, so we went past the hippies and the score's still 120. So, let's see, drop pew, stand on pew, climb arch, tie cord to gargoyle, down, drop blanket, pull cord, no, not pull cord, save. Oh, brilliant. Maya's just gone on the chat. Hey, Maya. Okay. Pull cord. It still says making a tremendous din. So get gargoyle and untie cord. Now we go down.
I'm having a small issue at my side. Just want to confirm that it's only me.
What's that?
To me, the live stream just keeps failing.
Yeah, it failed here as well, but I just restarted it.
Yeah, I've just restarted a couple of times and it keeps failing. But
Looks like it's still streaming here.
It's working here.
I think mine's fine.
okay, mine's good now.
All right. I hope it's your end. I don't want it to be my end. Okay, switch on torch. South, down. Here we go then. I'm going to place... Actually, the image has disappeared. Have we got a new image? No, we don't.
Save.
Do we have time to save? No, I'm just going to do it. I did just save just before I pulled the cord, so I need to spell gargoyle correctly.
Okay. The stream has gone entirely for me. Is it okay for everyone else?
It froze for us and then it's come back.
It's got a massive lag. It's running really far behind here.
If it pauses for you, then you just need to fast forward it.
No, I've got infinite spinny, and I've reloaded about 5 times. And oh
no, I think it's okay actually here.
I think it's working again for me, but it's massively behind, so I need to fast forward.
Joanne's just messaged to say that they're watching it. You could ask them if it's okay. This looks like it's happened again. So I place the gargoyle in the hole. The gargoyle is now inside the hole. There's a click and you stand back swiftly. The altar sinks into the ground as a column descends from the ceiling. A number of unpleasant-looking hippies emerge from who knows where, 7 of them to be precise. You disconnect from your host and spin through the dimensions towards your new host.
Chris,
Yeah.
rather than pulling the gargoyle and making it fall down, while we're on top, could we lower the gargoyle down? Would that be quieter?
Well,
I think the problem was when we tried to take the gargoyle, it said the archway was really dodgy, didn't it?
Yeah, we can try and see what
I
happens.
suppose so, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a different message than we got the first time, isn't it?
it is, yeah. There's a click and you stand back swiftly. The altar sinks into the ground as a column descends from the ceiling.
But that's because the cord wasn't still attached to it, so the gargoyle actually went in this time.
Yeah, true. But the hippies still got to us. I wonder if we need to close the sarcophagus lid.
Worth a try.
Yeah.
It gives it a purpose.
I mean, I can try lower gargoyle. Again, if I could spell it correctly. Stand pew. Oh, stand on pew. Oh, dear, oh dear. Stand on pew. Lower gargoyle. Oh, I need to climb the arch first. Climb arch. Lower.
Need to tie the cord to it.
It's already done. Yeah. So if I say lower gargoyle, it says your gentle tug starts the whole archway swaying dangerously. You stop before the lock collapses under you. I saved it right before I pulled it last time. So I'm going to pull cord now. And then I'm going to get gargoyle and untie cord. I'm going to go down, south, down. Okay, so we can go in the dark all the way to the altar. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to move the lid. You can't see it here. Place. I'm going to have to switch the torch on, I think. And place gargoyle in altar. Ah. No, it's the same. And we were out of time. So we didn't even get the we didn't even place the gargoyle. As soon as we turned the torch on, the hippies were there. So I think it maybe is a timing thing. But we can't close the lid when we're in the altar room because we can't see the lid. The lid is on the floor in the room above it.
So the question is, when did the timer start?
Yeah, well, presumably the timer starts when you pull the cord.
So you think they're responding to the noise?
Yeah.
Not an unreasonable assumption.
Is there any way we can use the bench to block them getting to us?
Use what to block them?
Pew.
The pew.
Thinking, how can we slow them down?
Yeah. I was hoping that, like, having the torch off would do it. Maybe we just need to do it in the dark. I mean, I switched the torch on before putting the gargoyle in the hole because I just figured that it would say you can't see. But maybe we just have to do it in the dark. It doesn't make much sense though, does it?
Could we wait in the dark? Would the hippies go away?
That's a good question. That's a good question, actually. Should we just go down there and wait?
Yeah, there aren't any other locations, are there? There's just a straight line down to the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, or can we hide somewhere?
Yeah, I don't think there are any.
Because they emerge from who knows where. It also says 7 of them, to be precise. Which, aren't there 7 deadly fins, right? So that means that we're not one of the fins. Like, we've warped into a roadie. We haven't warped into a band member. A minor little epiphany.
So 2 things that I wanted to say. One is, I don't know if this is even worth it. If we just literally pull the rope and then just go wait, do they turn up?
Yes. That's easy to try, isn't it?
Which will just prove that it's a time thing based on that. The other thing is, where the pew was, there was a note.
That's the note. That's the note from the van. That's the note about Steve going to get diesel.
Right. Cool. Thank you.
I mean, I could just pull cord and then wait. Time passes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Right, okay. So, get gargoyle, untie it, down, south, down, switch on the torch, and put the gargoyle in the thing.
What about if you turn the torch on before you pull the rope?
Yes. Yes, that's it, Mike. You've cracked it. Of course. Switch on torch. No. Switch on torch. Pull cord. Get gargoyle and untie cord. That's 2 moves. Right. Down. South. Down. Place gargoyle in hole. The gargoyle is now inside the hole. There is a click and you stand back swiftly. The altar sinks into the ground as a column descends from the ceiling. And now we have one more move here. I guess X column. The column has a niche in it surrounded by an ornate carving. You wonder where it came from and whether you could get one for your front garden. A chalice rests in the niche. A number of unpleasant looking hippies emerge.
Oh gosh.
Wow, okay. So we need to use that move to take the chalice.
Oh, I wonder whether, do we think that the chalice is there for like the ring? No, was it a ring?
Yeah,
What was
Yeah.
it
ring.
before? Yeah. That it'll warp us back and go in the box. Maybe.
Yes, yes.
Try
That's
that.
so cruel that
I know, you have to
you
die.
can't know, yeah, you can't know that the chalice is there.
Where can we save a move then?
We don't need to save a move. The move we
Okay.
save is the examine column.
Of course. Yeah.
Are you following this, Maya? Okay. Switch on torch. Pull cord. Get gargoyle and untie cord. Down, south, down. Place gargoyle in hole. Get chalice. Text. You grab the chalice. Intent on examining it, you don't pay proper attention to the sounds behind you. This is not a good idea. The hippies have found a way in and are peering into the chamber. They do not look happy. A number of unpleasant looking hippies emerge from who knows where. 7 of them to be precise. They're not happy. Truth to tell, blah, blah, blah. We end up inside the castle. Oh no, we haven't solved it.
We don't have the chalice.
You grab the chalice, intent on examining it, you don't pay proper attention. But then it just replays the fact that they emerge from who knows where and throw vodka at you and you die and you go back to the castle. And it's the same description. A jagged warp and a small warp are also clearly the boss's work. So there's still... Let's look at the box. There's just a gold ring in it and we don't have the chalice anymore.
Chris,
Yeah.
is it worth, again, just to test our theory, just waiting before we pull the cord to prove that it's pulling the cord that starts the timer?
As opposed to what? Turning the light on?
Turning the light on, walking past them. I don't know. I completely agree that it feels like pulling the cord is what's going to get them chasing you. But we're now in a situation where we have run out of turns.
Do you want me to turn the torch on and just do that like then pull the cord, then do the waiting and see if it's still 7 moves like before? I mean, I'm pretty sure it is 7 moves because we gained 1.
I was going to suggest just waiting before we pull the cord.
I see.
If you wait 10 times before we pull the cord and nothing happens.
I mean, I can switch the torch on as well.
Can you pull the cord and then walk sheepishly south as if nothing to do with me?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what happens if we walk south. I guess they would just attack us straight away, but we can try. But yeah, if I say wait, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think it's the noise. Oh, wait a minute. What if we wrap the blanket round the gargoyle before we tie the cord to it?
Ooh. Try it.
Is it not the archway coming down that's making the noise? Is it only the gargoyle coming down?
Maybe. Stand on. I've got the blanket. I'm standing on the pew. I'm going to climb the arch. I'm going to untie the cord. I'm going to wrap gargoyle in blanket. Don't understand wrap. Oh. Place blanket on gargoyle. You can't do that to the gargoyle. Okay.
Can you push gargoyle?
Cover gargoyle in blanket. Nope. Push gargoyle. Your gentle tug starts the whole archway swaying dangerously. You stop before the lock collapses under you.
Could we do something that Woody suggested? Can you put the blanket on the ground?
I tried that before.
Have you tried that already? Okay.
Yeah. Tie cord to gargoyle. Down. Place blanket on ground. I did drop it before. No. Okay. I say place blanket on ground. It says a cursory glance at the ground persuades you that it's of no importance. Okay, I'm gonna save it here.
Can you place the pew against the archway just to try to reinforce it?
That sounds tenuous, doesn't it?
I know. Have you got any straws to clutch?
Yeah. I suspect that this is what's supposed to happen. The crumbling archway looks dangerous. I think the way I think getting the gargoyle down this way and then having 7 turns to complete the game, I think that's correct. There's something about that kind of feels like, okay, the puzzle here is how do you get the chalice before they... I don't know.
Is it worth doing it again and instead of getting the chalice, looking at it? Because didn't it say something about how we didn't pay enough attention to the chalice?
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Pull cord. Get gargoyle and untie it.
One other
Down,
thought
south, down.
Is that the puzzle isn't how can you do what you need to do within 7 turns, because maybe that's impossible. Maybe the puzzle is how can you increase it from 7 turns to more than 7 turns.
Yes. Yes.
Is there a way that we can figure out to delay them?
True.
thinking of ways of using the poster to delay them or something. It's all, again, lots of straws being clutched at.
Yeah. I mean, either it's how can you do it in 7 moves, or it's how do you prevent them from getting to you at all.
Yeah, in terms of clutching at straws, could we hide under the blanket, for example?
So I've put the gargoyle in the hole. I think we have 1 turn here, so I'm going to use that to look at the chalice.
Can you save it here as a different save point?
I could, but I suspect that's going to cost me the turn that I need.
Saving takes a turn, does it?
Well, we can find out.
It didn't last time. I think we checked that.
Okay. Okay, do we get to look at the chalice? Okay. So if I examine the chalice, it says the glass chalice is beautifully fluted and a delicate example of the glassmaker's art. It contains a grommet. And then a number of unpleasant-looking hippies emerge.
Right. So I did write something down. A
Yes.
grommet is a ring, isn't it? It's like a gold ring.
Yeah, but didn't someone said, "Have you come for my grommet?"
That's right. Right at the start. Yeah, he said.
Mickey said it, I think.
So do you think we can just take the grommet straight away? Yeah.
So I'm going to try it. I've restored that save right at that point. I'm just going to say get grommet and see what happens. Okay. The glass chalice lies flush with the opening in the column. You will have to take the chalice before you can get the grommet.
Oh, man.
And then we die.
Maybe we should try what Woody said. Go before we even do anything in that bit. Go under the blanket.
Yeah, I agree.
What should we, like, hide under blanket or no? You can't wear blanket. We've tried that, and cover doesn't work.
So, we tried to close the lid of the sarcophagus behind us.
Yes.
Could we instead use the poster to cover the hole that we've just
Or
climbed?
the blanket. But yeah.
I was just thinking hang blanket or something.
What are we thinking about covering with a blanket or the poster?
The hole to the altar room. I'm just gonna check the timing on this. I think the torch is on, right? Yeah, it's on. Get gargoyle, untie gargoyle, down, south, down, plant gargoyle in hole. Oh, place gargoyle in hole. Get chalice and get grommet. Oh, you grab the chalice, intent on examining it. You don't pay proper attention to the sounds behind you. This is not a good idea. Oh no. It is the same, sorry. I thought for some reason I thought the text was different, but it is the same. We have not solved it. It's still the same.
How about if we turn the flashlight off after we put the gargoyle in?
We could do it all in the dark.
Yeah.
It's that bit in the text where it says the hippies have found a way in. It's almost like it's hidden that we should stop them finding their way in.
But are there any other exits or entries in that room? No? What about, I'm thinking of a Death in Paradise type thing where the killer like makes it look like they weren't in the room and they use a blanket or a towel to close the door. If we went back and put the blanket under the sarcophagus lid, then when we went down into the altar room, then we pull blanket, would it close the lid?
Sorry, say that again. You want to put the...
So if we go back and put the blanket under the lid, then when we go down into the room instead of trying to get the chalice, if we pulled the blanket, would it slide the lid on top and close it so they wouldn't get in?
Place blanket under lid. You are unable to do that. If I say move lid, it says you succeed in moving the sarcophagus lid, but nothing happens. We can still go down.
Do we still have the cord?
No, I've dropped the cord. I don't think we can do anything with the lid at all, to be honest. We can't take it. We can move it, but nothing happens. I think it's just there to be moved out the way to show the hole. We could try place blanket over hole. Can't see a hole here.
Hide in debris.
There's an exit leading down. It doesn't actually say it's a hole.
So we need to go down first and then plug it from the other.
Maybe. I mean, place blanket over exit. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that.
Bless you.
Popcorn stuck in my throat from going to the cinema earlier.
What happens if you look now? What does it say about where we've come from?
In the catacombs. Oh. Yeah. The ceiling's collapse has disturbed the sepulchral debris in the sacred place, throwing it all over the floor. A doorway leads north to the antechamber, and there is an exit leading down.
Sorry, I meant if we go down...
To the altar.
To the altar, sorry, yeah.
Altar room. This icy room has been sealed for a long time. Cold air slices through you, a chill foreshadow of your doom. Terrifying images flash into your mind. You feel that you have violated this place somehow. There is an ancient altar here.
Can you do anything with the custard?
There isn't any custard. If we look at the hole is a foot square. Something important has been removed from it. Oh, if you look at the altar, maybe? Hideous faces carved from stone are positioned halfway along 3 of the 4 sides. Intriguingly, one side has a hole surrounded by custard stains, where a gargoyle should be. If you say, look, custard, you don't see any custard here. There's custard stains, but I just think that's random. How do we get down here quicker? What are we missing?
Can I have a quick run through of events? Because I'm not even entirely sure I know what we're currently doing.
Okay. So we're trying to get the gargoyle from the top of the arch into the altar, right?
Right.
Actually, can I? Are they images? Can I look at? Oh, look. So we have an image of the altar. So this is actually what we're looking at. So you can see there's a gargoyle on one edge of the altar, and there's a hole on the other edge, and that's presumably the ceremonial cord that we've taken that's draped over it. So yeah, we're getting the gargoyle from on top of the arch, and we're placing it in that hole. And when we do so, the whole altar disappears down and is replaced by a column from above. And in that column is a niche, and in that niche is a chalice, and in that chalice is a grommet. And we need to get possession of that grommet. But to do so, we need to have the chalice in our possession and then take the grommet out. And from the moment that we pull the cord that's tied to the gargoyle on top of the archway, we only have 7 moves before the 7 deadly fins catch up to us and kill us. So somehow we have to pick up the gargoyle, untie it from the cord, go down and south and down again, put the gargoyle in the hole, take the chalice, and take the grommet from inside the chalice. And that's 8 moves. But by move 7, the fins catch up with us and kill us.
How are the fins alerted?
How are the fins what?
Alerted. How do they?
By
They
the
get triggered. They chase us, right?
yeah, but by the noise that it makes when we. So if I go if I go up and north and oh, that's interesting. It says never mind the size of your muscles, you're not going anywhere with a sarcophagus lid tucked under your arm. I've actually got the sarcophagus lid. When I moved it, I managed to pick it up. But I can't go... Oh. I can go down. And I have the sarcophagus lid with me. Drop lid. Sarcophagus lid dropped.
Can
lid.
If you put it in the altar room and then when you get in there, cover the entrance up with the lid?
Yes. Place lid over entrance. Oh, it says I can't see a glade here. Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Place lid over. Door.
Exit.
It doesn't say anything about.
How about replace lid?
Ooh.
Yeah, or close lid.
Yeah. No, replace lid. It says I don't understand replace. Close lid. You can't do that to the sarcophagus lid.
But you can drop it.
It says put lid, and then if I say put lid, it says into what? Put lid into hole.
Entrance.
It says the sarcophagus lid won't fit if you try putting it into the hole, but it thinks that's the gargoyle hole, I would imagine. Put lid into entrance. No, it's getting confused over entrance.
We exit instead.
Close sarcophagus with lid.
If I say put lid into exit, it says into what? Question mark. There is no sarcophagus. We've already tried this. There's just a lid.
You said that you couldn't take it upstairs, is that right? So you can't take it up to where the archway is?
Yes, I can go up to the catacombs and I can go north. If I try going north, it says, never mind the size of your muscles, you're not going anywhere with the sarcophagus lid tucked under your arm.
The only other thing I thought of was whether to, immediately before you put the gargoyle in the hole, is to lie on the altar.
And go down with it.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you can lie on the altar. You lie down on the ancient altar.
I'm not sure whether it gets squashed by the column.
The whole thing apparently seems to descend, so
It might just take us away from the group because then they won't see us,
possible.
and then we might be able to make our way back up.
So you think we should lie on the altar and then put the gargoyle into the hole?
Yeah, and that would be the last turn, won't it?
Yeah. Okay. I think we might have to try this as the last thing that we do tonight. Because it's already 8 o'clock. Goodness me. This is hard. Okay. Let's try this. Right. Pull cord. Get gargoyle and untie cord. Down, south, down. Lie on altar. Place gargoyle in hole. No, that's move 7 and then we get killed. It does the gargoyle is now inside the hole. There's a click and you stand back swiftly. The altar sinks into the ground. The fact that there's a click and you stand back would indicate that it's not expecting you to be lying on the altar, I guess. And then a number of unpleasant looking hippies emerge and we're back in the castle.
I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. Do we have to untie the gargoyle from the cord?
Yeah, because when we tried it before, it wouldn't fit in the hole.
Yeah.
Gosh, this game has stumped us. Okay. It's now 4 minutes past 8, people. I really hate to leave you on this not even cliffhanger, but we're going to have to think about it for another week and see if we can figure out what it is that we've missed. We must have missed something. And you're right, we haven't done anything with a blanket. We haven't done anything with a poster. Maybe we need to buy ourselves more time somehow. One thing we haven't tried is going south. I mean, that is one final thing that we could maybe just try. Is pulling the cord and going south. So the last thing it says after we do that is, looking towards the fire, you see several heads looking in your direction. The gargoyle lies at your feet, and we go south. If we go south, it just says Abbey. Some hippies are sitting around the fire in squalor, twanging out some cherubim guitar and drinking heavily. So we just get the same.
Chris, what about if we go south and then just wait for a bit?
Yeah.
Waiting for the hippies to go and investigate the noise, give up investigating and come back and sit around the fire again.
Yeah, I mean, according to this description, they are sitting around the fire, which
I know.
kind of makes me think that they weren't expecting people to go towards the hippies on this puzzle.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is the only doorway that we go through the one down into the catacombs, or is there another doorway we could block before that? With the lid, I mean.
There was a doorway into the catacombs where it asked us if we really wanted to go that way, isn't there?
Could we try blocking that door with the
Maybe.
this lid?
Yeah, maybe. I have gone south and then tried to go south again, and it prevented me because something is holding me back, because I was still holding on to the end of the cord. I've now dropped it and gone south again to the ruined nave. So I can just wait here and see what happens. I suspect as soon as it gets to 7, we get jumped by the hippies. I think the timer starts after 7 moves, no matter where you are, the hippies get you. So, but yes, let's restore. And let's just go down. Oh, let's drop the cord and go down. Antechamber. So the antechamber does say upward is the transept and you can enter the catacombs through the doorway to the south. So we could go south and then get lid and then place lid over doorway. I don't follow you. Put lid into doorway. The sarcophagus lid is now inside the doorway.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Gotta do it. Okay. Can I remember this? Pull cord. Timer starts. Get gargoyle and untie cord. What?
You don't need to untie it, do you? Just to take it down.
No.
No, you can tie it in the catacombs, can't you?
Yeah, after you've blocked the door.
Okay, I've got the gargoyle. Down. South. Get lid. You're carrying too much already to get the sarcophagus lid.
So just put the gargoyle down.
Drop gargoyle. Get lid. We're going to die. Put lid into doorway. The sarcophagus lid is now inside the doorway. You hear voices in the room outside. After a short discussion, they decide that you must have been crushed by the collapsing ceiling. The voices fade away, sounding heartlessly cheerful in the face of your death. Callous brutes.
Fantastic.
Take us to glory, Chris.
All right. Get gargoyle. Untie cord. Down. Place gargoyle in hole. Get chalice. Get grommet. Oh. I've got all the time in the world now. I misspelt grommet. Oh no. Oh, okay. I misspelt grommet because I spelt it with one M, and it said I don't understand grommet. So I looked at the chalice, and it said the glass chalice is beautifully fluted and a delicate example of the glassmaker's art. It contains a grommet, and then it says the members of the band close in. Step by step, they move towards you. Swiftly, you execute Plan B5. Unfortunately, you don't have an M16 rifle at hand right now. The hippies don't have an M16 rifle either. This doesn't even things up too much. Though there are still 7 of them and only 1 of you. You come second, a very poor second, and we're back in the castle.
So we didn't have all the time in the world.
We didn't have all the time in the world, no.
Where did they come from?
Yeah. Okay.
Do we
Well,
just buy an extra couple of turns?
Yeah, exactly. Blocking the doorway just bought us enough
couple of
It
turns.
just
turns.
brought us a couple, didn't it?
Is it
Yeah.
not
So-
just? Is it not just that you spelled grommet wrong?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's try again then.
Yes.
One more go.
Yes, Lee. It's because I spelt grommet wrong. I spelt grommet wrong, Lee. God damn it. Pull cord. Get gargoyle. Down. South. Oops. Drop. Gargoyle. Get lid. Put lid into doorway. Get gargoyle and untie cord. Okay, I think we're actually a move ahead now because we now hear the voices in the room outside. Down. Place gargoyle into hole. Get chalice. Get grommet. I'm never going to misspell grommet again. Grommet. Oh, you grab the... When I get the chalice, it says you grab the chalice. Intent on examining it, you don't pay proper attention to the sounds behind you. This is not a good idea. The hippies have found a way in and are peering into the chamber. They do not look happy, but it gives me one more go. So get grommet. Oh no. It would have paid to look inside the chalice first. Your instructor told you times like this would come, when the odds are stacked against you. Times when the only thing standing between you and certain death would be your training. It's a pity you missed that lesson. 14 rather grubby hands grab you and start doing the sorts of things you don't want to read about. You promptly faint, relaxing the host parasite interface, sending you reeling and rocking through the dimensions back to the goldfish bowl. You really made a mess of that, didn't you? Says Sir Playfair's voice. Oh well, we'll see what we can do about setting up the warp again. Panchak's out. Oh my goodness.
Ah,
Annoying. So
No, go.
So next week start by looking in the chalice.
Shall I do it again?
Glass. Can you just break it? How come there were 14 people?
14
Yeah.
hands.
14 hands.
Alright. Oh, yeah.
Pull cord. Get gargoyle.
There was a very strong hint about noise. So is that trying to steer us towards doing something with a blanket to dampen the noise? But I'm once again clutching straws.
Well, if this doesn't work, I think we wait till next week. I'm putting the gargoyle into the hole. I'm getting the chalice. They're peering into the chamber. I'm going to look in the chalice. Yep. It contains a grommet. The members of the band close in. Step by step, they move towards you. So we still haven't solved it. We're closer. We can get the chalice and look in it.
Need to do it in fewer steps.
Is there a difference between examining the chalice and looking into chalice?
No. I mean...
The only other thing I'm thinking is, do you remember when we died before and we went in? It didn't restore the game. It didn't reset the puzzle. The puzzle was kind of... Things had moved, hadn't they? So if you just go back through the warp now, and go back there.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in the back of the van. There's a t-shirt, some jeans, and a torch. I can get all and go south in the cab. Yeah, but to be honest, it's now 60 minutes past 8, and I know we feel like we're right on the edge of it, but there's still something that we haven't figured out yet.
No.
And it may have to do with the blanket we haven't used, or the poster possibly. But I think there's still something else. And I'm also conscious that every minute that goes past is more editing time for the podcast version. So I think I'm going to wind it up. I know we're so close. I really thought we had it. I thought buying that extra time really made the difference, but we're just like one turn short of being able to take the grommet out of the chalice, it appears.
So from a score point of view, there were 80 points on offer in the smooth warp, and we've collected 70 points in the jagged warp.
Okay. So there is a final 10 points. Possibly.
But also interestingly, the final thing in the smooth warp was that we actually wore the ring. It was wearing the ring that
True.
did it, getting it. So
Yeah, maybe we are a few turns short then.
yeah, we need to get the grommet to wear it. But
Maybe if we just drank from the chalice and swallowed the grommet.
It doesn't say there's a liquid inside it. It's just a chalice with a grommet in it. Maybe we need to wear the grommet. I've no idea. We just run out of time. But
Dun, dun, dun.
yeah, I think maybe we need to watch the stream back and read those descriptions really carefully. Figure something out. But I hope you all enjoyed it. I know we didn't really progress very far. We made some progress, but it's convoluted. There's a lot going on in just a small number of locations in this game. So yeah, hopefully you'll see you all next week. See everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Crikey, grommet.
Yeah.